So in today's clip, I'll break down how the new Biden tax proposal on capital gains might affect people. And I mean most people, whether they're interested in retiring early or not. Hey, XenPuck here. So our new president, somewhat sleepy Biden, has proposed higher capital gain taxes for people with incomes of over $1 million. My God. Should you worry? What if you want to get to fire? Oh my goodness, sometimes I'm so happy I'm a cynic because it never surprises me that even people who want financial independence, retiring early, aren't immune to the volatility of stupidity that exists in our society. I mean, seriously, I can't believe anyone who wants to retire early on a relatively normal type of income/salary would even be asking this question. Yes, yet here it is. I see this question pop up quite a few times in the last week about, whether this tax increase might affect how people approach retiring early, right? On the Fire Facebook group. So I gotta address this. So are you guys freaking out about the proposed Biden tax on capital gains? Seriously? I'll break it down for you, okay? It's real simple as to why this is not a real problem. Number one, well, people who are interested in FIRE, we like the 4% rule, which means that you can continue to draw 4% of your net worth and sustain yourself indefinitely if you have enough assets, right? Now, there's plenty of pundits in the regular personal finance world that's constantly talking about, hey, that's not safe enough, let's just make it 3%, I'll go a step further. We'll call it 2% rule to be extremely safe, okay? 2% is something that you can get on a certificate of deposit, okay? That is ridiculous. So 2%, no one would argue that's not safe enough, okay? That's barely inflation rate, okay? 2% rule. Okay, great. So when will anyone be affected by this new tax proposal? If they want to retire early, well, let's do a range, right? 4% to 2% withdrawal rate. At 4%, to generate $1 million a year, you would need $25 million in net worth. And at 2%, you'd need $50 million net worth. Now, technically, that means that you'd need over 25 to over 50 million in net worth, okay? Man, I'm doing well in life, but I'm not doing that well, okay? Heck, even in my most aggressive generation wealth building plan, I won't get to that stage for, I don't know, maybe another 5 to 10 years, okay? So are most people in this group? No, absolutely not. Are most people who are interested in FIRE in this group? Again, the answer is that it is extremely unlikely, okay? At this level of wealth, you're basically already hopefully good at hiding assets in tax haven territory, okay? Dude, seriously, if you're worth $50 million, I think you'd be okay spending a few hundred G's a year just to try to figure out how to get around legal technicalities, right? Like corporations have since time immemorial, okay? No one actually pays the stated tax rate at that level. So yeah, worry about problems you actually have, okay? And being forced to pay higher taxes should be a problem that you'd be happy to have because, we're assuming you have over $50 million in net worth. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. Okay. Number two about the Biden tax proposal, right? This capital gains thing. I can't repeat this more often enough. All we know is that this is a proposal. Have you seen how Congress works in the United States in the past, let's say 2 decades, okay? It's become increasingly partisan, and a change like this going through both houses without any changes is basically impossible, okay? So I'd call this a starting negotiating position from the Democrat side, at best, okay? Like I said, I don't even think that the starting position is that bad because it only basically affects the very, very rich, okay? Let me be clear, I'm going to personally be in that group soon enough, and still I'm not worried about it, at all, okay? This is the type of problem that exemplifies first world problems, right? If your biggest issue is that, you think you're contributing too much to the society that you live in, good lord, go visit an orphanage or a soup kitchen sometimes and count your blessings, okay? Sorry, got off track. Point remains, this is a negotiating position, and they gotta start far apart, okay? I don't expect this particular proposal to become reality without some averaging out between where the Democrats started, that's Biden's party, and what the Republicans want, which is presumably no change to the current scheme. right? Because they want to maintain the tax cut that the orange douche, okayed about like 2 or 3 years ago, right? Point number 3. Okay. Oh, by the way, fun fact: if you're interested in FIRE, I assume you are investing for the long term anyway, right? So why does that matter? Well, guess what? Politicians come and go all the time, especially in the US, okay? Or most representational democracies. So say you're super concerned because you have to sell, I don't know, a lifelong small business that you've built up, okay? I read the scenario in the National Review, tangent time. You know you can trust the publication for their integrity when they're too chicken to name who wrote the stupid crap, okay? So this news, this National Review article, they were talking about, oh, this scenario, this tax scenario with the capital gains, it really is going to screw the small business owner, because what if they want to sell and their capital gains for that 1 year will be over $1 million? Okay, you'd be screwed by Biden. How dare he? This is BS, complete BS, okay? If that's really such a problem, you can just wait a few years, okay? Do you think that just because tax rate can go up, that it will never ever come down again? Do you think that's how the US politics works, okay? Trump tax cut, ready to get strapped right now. So when Biden leaves office, guess what? That tax rate is gonna oscillate yet again, okay? Or let's say if you're really about to make gains of more than $1 million, right? Again, I would suggest, like, you have to do it right now. You can't wait 4 years. Get a competent accountant, maybe average out that gain over, say, December of this year versus January of next year. Oh, great. Now you're at probably, on average, a little less than $1 million a year. Not incurring the higher capital gains tax. I mean, come on. The idea that you're a smart enough entrepreneur to grow a business to over 7 figures, but then can't figure out how to get around some simple rules that are primarily aimed at the super rich? Really? This is what the Republicans want to tell you? You're smart enough at making money, but you're super dumb. You're incapable of keeping your money. It doesn't compute. Okay. Now, of course, my points are valid for my circumstance, right? Still, you might have a job. Maybe you'll be able to break that million a year or two, here and there, right? Again, if that's the case, you don't need YouTube videos or some strangers on the internet telling you what to do, because if you were making over $1 million a year, I'm going to assume a level of competency on your part to forge your own path, okay? For everyone else, Lord, okay, don't worry about problems that you don't actually have yet, okay? This whole situation, by the way, tangent time again, just reminds me of the hoopla over estate tax, right? That one also has an incredibly high barrier to entry, right? Doesn't even trigger for households until, the deceased is worth over, I think, something like almost $11 million. How the heck are most people annoyed at the few thousand people that this would affect, okay? Because it's not the average voter. Not even 95% of the voter. Like, I want to be statistically sure, so I know it's at least 95% of the voter would not be affected by either of these, okay? New Biden capital gains or the existing estate tax, all right? Just worry about problems that you actually have, okay? Because I know I take my own advice right here, right? While I'm hopeful that I will be in the super rich people group soon enough, guess what? I know I'll find either a solution that I'm happy with or peace, okay? Internal peace. With regards to either the capital gains Biden tax proposal or the estate tax hitting me, okay? Someday. Hopefully not too soon, right? Look, at the end of the day, this is my point. I'm a problem solver, and that's what you should aim to be. In the meantime, comment, like, and subscribe, and all that internet buzzwords, okay? Cheers. Tell me what you think in the comments below. See ya.